Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Sprig Circular Pendant. This is the 1364-21. There's other Sprig pendants. Check those guys out too. There are also these Sprig sconces that can double as semi-flushes. They can go on the ceiling or they can go on the wall. So they'll be under both sections, semi-flush and sconces. You should check those out as well. Let's get into the size of the fixture. And when we talk about that, we're going to be talking about independent of what it's hanging from. And this is a chain hung fixture. So the fixture body itself is 22 inches high, which is about yay big, 49 inches in diameter, so it's a pretty good size. It's going to be hanging from a 5-inch round canopy, and that's going to go over your standard 4-inch junction box. It's going to be shipping with 36 inches of chain just to begin with, okay? So this thing is also going to be shipping with 15 feet of wire. You can use as little as one piece of chain to keep those things together. You can use more chain if you want. Chain also, it can be open and closed. There's a little seam on the side that a lot of people don't know about. Your installer has a tool called a chain separator which will open and close this. So you can use, like I said, as little as one piece. You can order more chain from me. It comes in 36-inch lengths, so you can swag this or have this go up to a second story if you guys need to. Like I said, it ships with 15 feet of wire. That should cover almost all of you guys. If you need more wire than that, just contact me because we do custom with more wire as well. Okay? So moving on from there, let's talk about, well, I want to show you the installations instructions too, because some of you guys might have more questions about this. And how we do that is we can look at the install instructions. So when you're on our page for this on HandmadeInVermont.com, look over on this side of your screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. In addition to a parts list and how things go together, which is super easy on this, it's going to show you these nice detailed line drawings of how all this works. So take advantage of that if you want to. You can send that over to your installer, because it's just a link. You can click it and email it over to them. It's going to be it's going to be slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees because it is chain hung, don't forget. So you're all covered there if you guys have slope ceilings. Let's hop into what's inside of this as far as lamping goes. It's going to be using a medium base screw-in socket, which accepts our friend here who is just a normal light bulb. So this thing is super easy. It's going to be recommended that you're going to be using a A15 light bulb. So an A15 is a slightly smaller size than an A19, and this is an A19. This is the kind of thing that we grew up in most 60-watt bulbs in our lifetime were this size. These guys are easy to find out everywhere. Every hardware store, your grocery store will have these because they're used in garage door openers, they're used in fans, they're used in all kinds of applications. If you guys want to stick with incandescent bulbs, and you still can, you can find those out there. You're limited to 6 60-watt because of the heat generated by that bulbs, and they're going to be A15s as well. If you guys want to go LED, and this is an LED, these are the phosphorus LEDs that are pretty cool. You can use 6 of these. I think this is a 60-watt equivalent, and I found this at my local hardware store. The nice thing about LEDs is you can choose the color temperature of that. I talk about that in a lot of videos. So I tend to like the warmer color that's on my hand now from this light. This is 3000 Kelvin. So this is the equivalent of pretty much an incandescent bulb, pretty close anyway. If you guys want that cooler daylight, it's also that bluer light like in a doctor's office, and some people love that, that's going to be 4000, 5000, 6000 Kelvin. So higher the number is going to be the whiter the light, lower the number is going to be the warmer light. When you go out looking at your light bulbs, the boxes will have a little chart on them, and it's going to talk about that. So the little arrow there kind of tells you what this bulb is all about. 3000 Kelvin is the warmer light. So just take advantage of that. Okay, so let's talk about glass for a second. Well, actually, before that, let's talk about finishes. So you've got a pull-down menu for your finishes. You have a really good finishes help guide we'll talk about a little later. That's over on this side of the screen, so take advantage of that. Now let's talk about glass. So you'll see a pull-down menu for glass on this, and there's 3 different types of glass this is going to be available with. So let's talk about opaline first, which I absolutely love. Opaline, beautiful hand-blown glass, like all Hubbardton Forge glass. Really striking. It's got this beautiful translucent milky quality to it. It's got little air bubbles in it that tells me that it's hand-blown. It can be more translucent on different parts, so it's got that semi-transparent thing going on. You want to use a decorative light bulb like one of our friends here, because when you put it in, you might see it just a little bit. And I wouldn't put in, one of these because it's not going to be very pretty. Something to think about. The other option you're going to be looking at is water glass. So water glass, again, hand blown. It's a clear glass, but it has little ripples in it. I don't know if you can see how this kind of ripples as I turn it. So it's going to be a clear glass, so you're going to be able to see the bulb again. Make sure you put in a decent bulb for it. Okay, so that's your other option. Last option is going to be opal. Opal is going to be Hubbardton Forge's white glass, which I'll talk about in a minute. It's going to be an opaque glass, which means you're not going to be able to see any kind of bulb. So you can go and do this if you guys want. Very easy. So those are your three different types of glass. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And then they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the ends. You can see them on these two pieces. And it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. You know, they're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video. So it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same, and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads lying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff, for clearance stuff, are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email, and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.